I bought the drinks and even paid half the bill. Just as we were about to sit down, my mom gave me a smirk and said, "Don't forget, you're only a guest here." My dad chuckled. My sister rolled her eyes, and I just smiled. I slipped off my apron, deciding then and there they'd never eat at my expense again. The turkey was still hot when she repeated it, that same smirk slicing sharper than any carving knife. My dad laughed like it was the best joke. My sister muttered something under her breath, and I stayed silent, smiling as I untied the apron I had worn since sunrise. They thought my calmness was surrender. They didn't realize it was the beginning of something else. For years, I believed family meant loyalty. I was the one who worked late and sent money home. I bailed my sister out when her credit cards maxed out. I paid for groceries, vacations, and even covered the bills when the so-called adults came up short. They'd thank me, but the moment my back was turned, they'd laugh. My father once called me the helper. Not son, not brother, just the helper. I told myself it didn't matter. That love would outweigh the insults. But the truth was, they didn't value independence. They resented it. It wasn't just careless words. It was a pattern. My mom refusing to add my name to the cabin deed, though I paid half the renovation costs. My dad pocketing money meant to reimburse me for utilities. My sister inviting her friends to dinners in the house I kept afloat, casually calling me the tenant. That line about being a visitor wasn't an accident. It was exactly how they saw me. Not family, just a walking wallet. So that Thanksgiving, after hours of sweating in the kitchen and serving wine, I made a choice. I didn't argue, didn't throw the food, didn't storm out like they might have expected. I calmly poured myself a glass of wine, folded the apron, and sat down as if nothing happened. But inside, I had already turned the page. If they wanted me to be the visitor, then they would learn what life was like without my help. The first step was money. I stopped contributing to the shared accounts. I canceled the automatic payments I'd been covering. No more grocery deliveries. Their fridge, their bills, their responsibility. The second step was structure. The cabin I poured money into, I gathered every receipt, transfer, and contract. I hired a lawyer and filed a claim. By Christmas, the deed carried a new clause. Nothing could be sold, rented, or refinanced without my signature. The third step was distance. I stopped replying in group chats. When my sister invited me to her holiday party, I declined. When my dad hinted at needing help with insurance, I acted like I didn't hear. Friends asked where I'd been. I'd smile and say, visiting other places. And the fourth step came that very Thanksgiving night. The restaurant had required one card to hold the reservation weeks before. Mine. Half the bill was already covered by me. When the rest came due, I walked up to the counter and told the manager to remove my card from the total. The balance was theirs. By the time they shuffled over, stuffed with turkey I cooked and wine I bought, the staff handed them a check twice what they expected. My dad's face turned red. My mom's smirk broke. My sister whispered, "Where's his part?" But I was already gone. The real confrontation came weeks later at the cabin. My dad called, his voice sharp. "You froze us out of our own property." I answered, calm as ever. "No, I froze myself in." Big difference. My sister screamed over speakerphone, "You can't just disappear. You're punishing everyone." I let the silence hang, then replied, "I'm not punishing. I'm visiting. Remember?" And I hung up. Since then, the invitation stopped. So did the guilt trips. Funny how quickly the noise dies when the money does. Do I miss them? Not really. I miss the idea of family. But that idea died the moment they called me a visitor. Now I cook in my own kitchen for people who see me as more than a bank account. When I raise a glass, it's for my own peace. Every Thanksgiving, I take out that apron, fold it carefully, and set aside untouched. A reminder, once you show me my place, I'll never sit at your table again. They thought I was the helper. They thought I was the visitor. But I was the foundation, holding it all up. And when a foundation is pulled away, the whole house collapses.